TryLifeMD.com. Nearly 96% of patients said they would recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
Hello, I'm the Atlantic County Sheriff, Joseph O'Donoghue. I've proudly dedicated my law enforcement career to keeping our community safe. But I also am a proud parent, grandparent, and great-grandparent who understands the importance of keeping our children safe. Motor vehicle crashes continue to be the leading cause of death for our children ages 1 to 12. No parent or caregiver wants to ever imagine that their child is involved in a car crash, but it's important to be prepared. Children should always be buckled up. In the right seat, the right booster seat for their age, their height and weight, every ride, every time. A properly installed child safety seat can reduce the risk of injury by as much as 71% for infants and 54% for our toddlers. Atlantic County Sheriff's Office is definitely here to help. We have certified child passenger safety seat technicians available to properly install or check the position of your car seat at no charge. For more information, please call 609-909-7200 or visit acsheriff.org.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him! It's a sack!
Sixers.
Oh, baby!
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim and the co-host and producer today, Danny Ryan, on a beautiful Sunday morning in June 22nd. Good morning, Danny Ryan.
Good morning, Billy Schweim. How you doing today?
Came in here like a whirlwind today.
Yes, I always do, but I always make it in on time.
You do, and yesterday, how about Nikki Earnshaw? We sat on the beach after the show yesterday. Nikki and I sat on the beach in Ocean City. We're chilling out. We had a catch with the football. Now next week he's gonna break my stones because my daughter for Father's Day bought me a ESPN football.
Oh, really?
And we brought it down to the beach. First time we used it, I threw the ball 4 times. I threw my shoulder out.
I did the same exact thing around the pool with my friends yesterday. I have something going on.
You're 23, 24 years
I know. That's why I'm worried, Billy. I figured I had at least like 10, 15 more years before this would start.
That's not good, Danny.
It's not great. I think I have some sort of rotator cuff problem. But, yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful time of the year. I mean, it's going to be hot this week. Have you seen the temperatures coming up for the next 3 days?
We got a heat wave, and I love heat waves.
It's going to be like 105 is the real
Well, that's
feel.
because you're back in Medford, landlocked. I'm on the coast, baby.
Yeah, it's true.
Anybody
nice
down at the
breeze.
Jersey Shore, man, we're cooling off.
Yeah,
the water's beautiful. I was in the water yesterday. Yeah, it was great. The water's been warmer last year. Remember last year we had a lot of that upwelling.
Yep.
The water was absolutely freezing cold.
Yeah, it was unbearable.
This year's refreshing. It's good to get in there.
My first summer without a shore house, so I'm definitely jealous of it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's all right. I'll get down
you were
there.
up in LBI, right?
Yeah, we had a condo in LBI for a long time.
Well, you always got the Schweiner's house.
Yeah, that's true.
Nikki comes down every once in a while. You're always invited.
Thank you.
I have the locker room youth movement. Can hang out at the house. Of course, compliments of Johnny Greiner.
You don't know what you're asking for.
You can't hang with the Schweiner.
Yeah, okay.
So, Bob, my brother Bobby and his family went to the Phillies game last night. We're going to talk a lot of Phillies. Of course, every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. And let's top of the morning to you. We got I made my regular stop at Blitz's Market. We got the orange juice, the freshly squeezed orange juice. Let's take a swig, Danny Ryan. This is 12 ounces of liquid sunshine right there, bro.
Wakes me right up. I bring in my coffee every Sunday here in the locker room, but there's nothing like some vitamin C to wake me up in the morning and get me going.
Okay,
get the juices flowing.
Go down to Blitz's Market. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches to die for, and of course all their sandwiches. Mention the locker room, get $1 off your 12 ounces of liquid sunshine, and when you do that, you get a free locker room cup. I have two cups. I have the white one with all of our pictures on it and the logo, and then the Kelly Green one with the logo on it. 97.3 ESPN locker room.
Can't
cup.
beat that. Throw your OJ right in the cup.
Throw your OJ right in the cup, and then you got a cup to go.
There you go. Can't beat that.
And of course, Dave and Joe Newman are great people. This orange juice, doesn't it taste so? It really is good.
Oh, it's amazing. I tell you all the time, it's the best orange juice I've ever had.
Kevin, Teresa, Maggie, Kenzie, Dave, Joan, Rosie, they do a great job.
And I'm not typically a big pulp guy, but this has just the right amount of pulp, and it's thin. It's not thick that you're going to be like choking on. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's perfect.
So I want to tell you about Good Vibe Rides. I got a golf cart.
Really?
Yeah, they dropped it off to me. There's a new raid sweeping the Jersey Shore. Cruise around town in style. It's a lot of fun. No gas, no stress, just pure fun. Catch the good vibes. It's Good Vibes Ride golf carts. Go to goodvibesrides.com, pick your cart out, choose what you want, and they'll deliver it right to you. That's Good Vibe Rides. Give them a call at 732-440-1111. It's a lot of fun, Danny Ryan.
You on a golf cart? That's a little dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you just got to make sure you're belted in.
Yeah.
and of course, you don't want to go. They only go like 20.
Just drive it like a golf cart on a go-kart. There
25 miles an hour, but it's a lot of fun.
Especially riding down the shore.
Yeah, you get a nice breeze. It's a lot of fun. You got to check out the website. Now, the Phillies, Bobby goes to the game. He said it was all Mets fans. He said it was like a third Mets fans down there.
Yeah.
It's never used to be that way.
Yeah.
Especially at the Vet. Now, you don't remember that much Vet, do you?
Well, you saw. No, I wasn't even alive when the Vet was really in operation. When did the bank get open? 2004? Yeah, so I was about 2 years old when the bank opened. So I didn't get to experience the Vet.
You would never see that. I mean, Mets fans travel well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, we had Mr. Met on yesterday. Prior to yesterday, we didn't hear from Mr. Met. Mm-hmm. Crickets, because the Mets were on a 7-game losing streak.
Yep.
But they won last night. We'll talk Phillies baseball, and especially go on the mound with Tommy Greene at 10:30. And then the NBA has their draft on Wednesday, Danny.
Yep.
And I don't know, this Ace Bailey, I don't want him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he declined the workout or canceled his workout at the 76ers, and, the Sixers have been kind of in rumors they might trade Paul George, the number 3 pick, over to the Jazz for a big package and move down to pick, I believe they have 5 or 7. I'll have to clarify that and fact check. There also were talks that they might trade up to the number 2 pick and snag that from the San Antonio Spurs to take Dylan Harper, but to do that, they'd have to give up the number 3 pick and probably 1 or 2 more first-round picks on top of that for next year, so I don't know that I love that, even though Dylan Harper is a better prospect than Ace Bailey. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to staying at 3, just staying pat, unless you have a deal that really blows you away. Staying at 3 and drafting VJ Edgecombe if you don't want to draft Ace Bailey. Now, they still could draft Ace Bailey. Even though he canceled the workout, they could still draft him and say, suck it up, you're going to come over here and develop, and we're going to make you into a great wing.
We had Rick Tocchet on a couple weeks ago, last week, actually. Rick Tocchet said, you want guys, 2 things that you definitely want when you draft. You want guys that have great IQ in their sport and great character. There, right off the bat, you're showing that.
It's not showing the ladder right now.
Not showing the ladder.
Yeah.
So I'd be very skeptical of that. He doesn't want to be here. I don't want him here.
Yeah, he could still very well just be immature at this point, and he's a very talented player.
He's getting counseled by somebody, obviously, to do this. It's not his thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing this on his own.
See, one thing about the NBA. These guys come out too early. They don't have time to mature and develop in college anymore.
Right.
So it's a crapshoot.
I understand where Ace Bailey's coming from, too. He wants to go to a team where he's going to be the focal point of the offense. He's going to be their building block of the future.
Don't you want to go somewhere where you have a chance to win a championship?
I would. And also, too, you can learn behind a guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer in Paul George.
That's right.
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame winner. Yeah. I mean, you have guys you can learn from. And
by the way, how about this Isaiah
Joe
game for the OKC? Then, by the way, Game 7 tonight. I mean,
Isaiah Joe and TJ McConnell.
You believe it? Well, I love, and that's why I'm pulling for the Pacers.
Yeah,
I love McConnell. I think he's playing great. Their offense just changes when he's on the court.
Oh, it's unbelievable. They play like
he's that good.
The team basketball they play is just unbelievable. I haven't seen
Halliburton. We always wanted Halliburton. We couldn't get him.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I tend
Pascal from Toronto.
Pascal Siakam, yeah. All guys we were in, kind of trade discussions for, at least in the past 2 to 3 years, and we didn't get any of them. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know how true that Ben Simmons and Tyrese Halliburton rumor really was. I think the Kings wanted a true big and not Ben Simmons, but let's just act like, there was some credibility to it. You could have got Halliburton, obviously Siakam, we were in discussions. But back to Isaiah Joe, I never agreed with that decision to release him off the team. That was a Doc Rivers move. He never gave him playing time, and then they finally just waived him, and he went over to the Thunder.
So we'll get into some of the NBA, and then, of course, the NHL has their draft on Friday. Yep. I don't know if you want to go, but Nikki and PJ, Mr. Negadelphi, and I are going over to the draft party at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on Friday night.
Oh, wow.
Rick Tocchet will be there. Mark Recchi, John LeClaire.
Rick Tocchet will be there.
Dan Hilferty. And,
it's a big draft.
Yeah, man, so we're going to go over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And listen, they got 11 picks, and we're going to talk with Charlie O'Connor from Philly.com. Because, look, Charlie's really good at what he does. Mm-hmm. And I know he'll break it down. He's going to give us exactly what the Flyers should or should be doing in the draft. I'm excited for them.
How many rounds is Friday night? Just one?
I think
two.
I want to say two,
okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
I'll look it up.
But we're going to have a lot of fun. So we got a great show lined up today. Charlie O'Connor at 11:30, Tommy Greene at 10:30. Now, we talked with Milt Thompson yesterday, and he's old school. Mm-hmm. He's great. He's a fun guy to talk to. But my brother Bobby and I got to watch the Ocean City High School baseball team play Cherry Hill West. We got to watch the game with Milt.
Wow.
You know how cool it is to watch a game with a professional athlete?
So I actually met him before. He used to give my brother hitting lessons.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah, the batting cages. He would, honestly, I think like 2 or 3 years he would give him hitting lessons, and I would go in there, bring my baseball cards. He'd sign them for me and everything.
He's such a great guy.
Very great guy. Course, very down to earth.
By the way, let's continue the text board question that we asked yesterday, because I think it's a lot of fun. I'm going to ask you this before we go to break.
Okay.
What's your favorite sports team in Philadelphia ever? 609-403-0973. Put the date, the team, and the date. Like, my favorite team is the 87, even though they didn't win the Cup, the 87 Flyers. That was a fun team. They took the best team in hockey history, the Edmonton Oilers, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Kevin Lowe, Paul Coffey, Grant Fuhr, Marty McSorley. The list goes on and on. Took them to 7 games, and they were all banged up. And then I like the 93 Phillies team, and then last year's Eagles team.
So I was thinking about saying the 93 Phillies, but I feel like it has to be a team I was alive to see,
right? Yeah, that's fine.
So that takes a lot of the older teams away from me. I'm probably going to have to go, oh, man, this is tough.
609-403-0973. Think about it.
No, I've got it.
609-403-0973.
It's a team that didn't even make it past the conference semifinals. I'm going to go with the 2018, I believe it was 2018-19 Philadelphia 76ers, when they had Jimmy Butler, J.J. Redick, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons.
They didn't make it past the end.
Obviously, it was the Kawhi shot year.
Right.
And they didn't make it past that, but they went to Game 7. It was a nail-biting Game 7, and then the Kawhi shot goes in to eliminate them. I think if they win that game,
that takes precedent for you over a Super Bowl champion Eagles team last year.
That was one of my favorite teams to watch. I'll be honest with you. Now that we live,
that's the premise of the question.
I don't want to, but also too, I don't want to just go with the obvious answer and say, oh, the 2018 Eagles or the 2025 Eagles. Like, I want to do a unique answer, like an underrated one.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with them. I think they win the NBA Finals that year if it's not for that shot, and I just love the players and how that team was assembled.
All right, I'm caffeinated and activated. I have my
ready
cup
to
of
go.
Coffee at Blitz's Markets. You in a 3-point stand, ready to go?
I'm ready. I got my coffee. I got my Blitz's Market.
All right.
Orange juice, baby. Here we go.
First hour of Locker Room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process. From contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann & Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce financing, and more, the professionals at John A. McCann & Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime at 609 263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If a person is on a date, is it proper protocol that if one person gets their food first, they have to wait for the other?
Yes.
I tend
because
to
if
agree.
you're on a date, you're trying to make a good impression. You don't want it to be that you're selfish and you're not considerate of the other person. Because that's what you're doing if you eat before their food gets there.
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
The sunlight plays upon her hair. Back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan, 609-403-0973 is the text board. The question is, what's your favorite Philly sports team? 609-403-0973, Danny.
Jeff in Ocean City chimes in and says, I'm going with the 2001 Sixers. Exciting series wins over Toronto, Milwaukee, and winning Game 1 against the Lakers to start that NBA Finals. Pat Croce climbed the bridge to hang a Sixers banner. Exciting times.
Dude, I worked for U.S. Airways for 24 years, and I had to cross the wall every day.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget on my way to work seeing Croce on the way up, and I had Croce on my show.
Yeah, it must have been absurd.
And we talked about that. And Croce, man, I mean, he galvanized the whole city.
It's crazy.
All right, I got another one for you real quick before we get to Mr. Met, which I really don't. He asked me if he could call in. Of course, he can call in anytime.
You could have said no, you know.
I could have, but I can't. All right, ready for this? Pat Holloway. He's from the Point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Point, 3 locations: Summers Point, Sea Isle, and Wildwood, a new location. My brother Bobby and I went to the Point in Summers Point. It was great. We pulled the boat up.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for this one? The Flyers Boston series in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
They were down 3-0 to Boston. They forced a Game 7, and they were down 3-0 in Game 7. And they come back to win the series, to win the game.
Should have won it that year, man.
That's a great one. All right.
Oh, it's terrible. When are they going to get a cup again, by the way? It really stinks watching the Panthers celebrate like that.
By the way, Pat just texted. He said that being in the Wells Fargo, he said, was complete insanity. And I can imagine being at that game. Down 3-0.
We need competitive hockey back in Philadelphia. And speaking about that, or now that we have that on the mind, the NHL draft round 1 will be Friday.
Just
round
one.
one, and then rounds 2 through 7 will be on day 2 on Saturday. So.
All right, 609-403-0973 is the text board number for that. Now let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in. The only time we hear from him is when the Mets win, because when the Mets lose, he hides. Let's welcome into the locker room, Mr. Met.
That is not true. Didn't you were calling me out yesterday morning after Friday's Mets loss? Said, "Where's Mr. Met?" So I called and I took my lumps, and now see what you get for gloating. Wasn't that 3 home runs in a row?
It was back
to back.
Yep.
That was pretty wild. Listen, I remember, I'll never forget this. I saw Phillies hit a back-to-back-to-back. It was my brother Bobby and my nephew Matthew Brooks, who served this country, went to West Point, graduated class of 2000. We went to the Phillies game. There was a night that the Flyers, I think, eliminated Toronto with Jeremy Roenick, scored a goal, I think, to beat Toronto. Of course, the Citizens Bank, when they put the score up, the place went nuts. And then Jim Thome, Bobby Abreu, and Pat Burrell went back-to-back-to-back. So, I know what it's like to be in the stands when your home team does it. It was awesome.
Yeah. I was in the stadium when the Mets and Phillies they got Saddam Hussein, and everyone.
Oh, really? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about. I know all that was. I get chills. I'm getting chills talking about it. It was so exciting.
Well, you know what?
But back to the game.
Well, hold on, Jeff. Before you get back to the game, one thing I'll never forget: after 9/11, when baseball resumed and President Bush threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium, that gives me chills.
Yeah. Oh no joke. Yeah. And then the Mike Piazza home run.
Yeah.
Was, playing Atlanta, and then before the game, both teams, as heavy rivalries as they were, they came out to the field and they just, greeted each other, hugged each other. It's time to get back to baseball, and stuff like that.
Well, it's June 22nd.
Pride in the United States. It's pride in the United States and everything.
Mr. Met, it's June 22nd. If I were to tell you that the Phillies and Mets would be tied at 46 and 31 records with a .597 winning percentage on June 22nd, would you believe that on June 22nd?
Yeah. Both teams are really, really good.
The Mets are 27 and 10 at home. The Phillies are 25 and 14 at home. The Mets are 19 and 21 on the road, but the Phillies are 21 and 17 on the road. So we have a little bit of a better road record. The thing about your Mets is your pitching staff is completely depleted, and as we know, we talked to Milt Thompson yesterday. We'll talk with Tommy Greene today. Good pitching outdoes great hitting, but not last night.
Yeah. So it's the temperature, it's the humidity, it's how good the pitcher feels. So many factors, and it's day to day.
Yeah, Mick Abel, he struggled yesterday. He only pitched 3 innings. He threw 73 pitches. He gave up 4 home runs. He struggled. He only struck out 1. He didn't walk anybody, but he just was throwing the ball right down the middle, and the Mets, your stinking Mets, capitalized on it.
Yeah, you can't throw mistakes to good hitters.
And that is the difference. Last night was a sellout, 44,687 fans down there. But my brother Bobby and his family were at the game, and Bobby said about a third of the stadium was Mets fans.
Yeah, well, they travel well. They have a group. They have a group called the 7 Line, and they buy thousands of tickets, and they sell them in New York, and they take buses and trains. So the 7 Line.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Jeff, do you think? Now the Braves are 10 games behind.
Oh, they're a laughing stock.
Well, guess what? They're a laughing stock, but they're only 10 games out. It's only June.
But they're also only 5 games better than the Marlins of all teams.
So I think this will be obviously just a two-way race between the Phillies and the Mets, but don't count out. And Sale just went on. Sale's out for for the Braves.
So I would much rather have a season like this where, the Mets and the Phillies are battling out, or, any two teams are battling out, Mets or anybody. Being a Mets fan, I just love that, I don't
competitive. You like it competitive.
Yes.
You like it competitive. Well, listen, Jeff, I start in the parking lot on Monday morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll have my radio, and we'll be talking sports. I can't wait to see you.
And I'll be there around. Noon, so I expect my lunch.
Well, I was going to say, if the Phillies win tonight, you owe me a lunch.
Yeah. Well.
All right, Mr. Met, we got to run, brother. Love you.
All right, bud. Talk to you guys.
All right, there is Mr. Met. I got to give him his due time. I'm not that. I mean, I don't like. Believe me, I can't stand the Mets. I don't like New York fans in any sport. But he's a friend.
If you're going to boast after the 10-2 win on Friday, you got to let him boast after their 11-4 win last night.
I got to take my medicine.
All is fair, yeah. So I mean, we'll see tonight.
My brother said that he thought that Abel was tipping pitches, but doesn't that? Well, and I'm gonna have to ask Tommy Greene, but I thought you only if you have people like somebody on second base, can he see it?
Yeah,
not the batter.
It depends how egregious it is, and obviously, you're mentioning the back-to-back instance when Lindor, Nimmo, and Soto all went yard. It could have stemmed from earlier on in the game, too, when Abel got into trouble, guys being on second base.
He got out of that first inning jam.
But them noticing that he's tipping his pitches. And Pitching Ninja on Twitter, Rob Friedman, put out a side-by-side video of when he throws his fastball and his curveball. And there was a slight tip. I believe, I'll confirm right now, but I believe when he threw the curveball, he would raise his glove a little bit higher.
I did notice, and you could actually see his fingers, but you couldn't see the ball, I didn't think. But.
And you could see that it was riding up higher on his neck compared to when he was throwing the fastball. It was so slight.
So we'll ask Tommy Greene about that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say he's tipping his pitches because at the end of the day, he's still a young pitcher in the league, and they're finally getting up to speed on McAble's stuff, getting the scouting report down. So I think it could be a little bit of a combination of both. But speaking of tipping pitches, you got a guy who's been doing it for a little bit, and Jesus Luzardo going tonight.
Yeah,
I thought he fixed it.
He looked really well last outing.
No, he faced the Marlins last time, let up about 4. The outing before that, he figured it out. So he had a good outing, then he went against the Marlins, didn't have a great outing. So we'll see what he has for us tonight.
Don't forget, we're on. If you want to check us out, we're on the X platform at Locker Room 973. You can check us out there live, or the YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live on YouTube, the Locker Room, BillySchweim.com. Check us there. And we're on the other side. We're going to talk with Tommy Greene. We're going to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by our good people, our good friends at Blitz's Market in Ocean City, 21st and Asbury Avenue. So we'll ask him about the tipping of pitches. The first hour of the Locker Room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. We love it there. You get the beach bar in the back. You can enjoy an adult beverage while enjoying the beautiful view of the Atlantic Ocean. Plus, the food is great. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza and their daily specials. Eat in or take out at La Scala's are located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. And don't forget they're going to be opening up a La Scala's in the Ocean Casino. So you want to get down there and check that out. All right, when we return, we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN. Heated rivals go head-to-head.
Kyle Schwarber, and this place is going bananas.
The Philadelphia Phillies, the New York Mets.
It's out of here! Juan Soto stops and celebrates.
Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 6 Eastern. With first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. It's Phillies Mets on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call again, again and again. Call again, again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the Locker Room sent you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable, so be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. RG Lee & Son Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
The summer clearance event is on at White Horse RV Center in Galloway and Williamstown. They are clearing inventory on the lot to make room for the incoming 2026s. Now's your chance to save big. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes are all priced to move. Whether you're camping with a family or escaping as a couple, we've got the perfect RV for your next adventure. Visit White Horse RV Center in Galloway or Williamstown or shop online at whitehorserv.com. White Horse RV, your RV adventure starts here.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan. Of course, I'll be going to the Beach Boys concert tomorrow night with my daughter, Eliza Grace. Yeah, Mike Love will be there. I think he's on. Al Jardine is still around, but I don't think he's traveling with the group. And I think Bruce Johnston.
Where's that concert going to be at?
At the Ocean City Music Pier.
Wow.
So we're all excited about that. All right. The Phillies lose to the Mets last night, but they've been playing pretty good baseball without Bryce Harper, I might add.
Yeah. So, I mean, Otto Kemp's been swinging a pretty good bat. Yeah. Impressed me, at least a little bit. So,
and of course, Tommy's he's the voice of reason.
Even keel, yeah.
He's the even keel guy. So now it's time to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or call them at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Market. And when you do that, you get a free locker room 97.3 cup. All right, let's go.
Throw the orange juice right in the cup.
All right, let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, T. Greene.
Great, pal. How you doing?
Hey, I had your good buddy Milt Thompson on with us yesterday.
Oh, good. You had Scooter on, huh?
Yeah, he talked offense. You're talking defense.
Yeah.
Tommy, you are right. I got to, that's why we have you on, because you're the voice of reason. But you give us great insight because you were there. You did it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, the first question I have for you is, my brother went to the game last night with his family, and obviously Mick Abel didn't have his best game. He only went 3 innings, threw 73 pitches, gave up 4 home runs. People were saying that he was tipping his pitches. I want you to explain to me and my listeners. We all know what tipping pitches is, but I thought somebody had to be on second base to get it, but I guess not.
No. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you can see it from the dugout. It depends on what they're doing with their glove. He might be showing something as he does things, that when he throws a fastball or when he throws a breaking ball or off-speed pitch, he does something different, and you have to pay attention. Now, I was talking to somebody before. When I was in AAA one time, a good friend of mine now, he used to play for the Texas Rangers, and he was an older guy. He come down, he was getting out of baseball a little bit, and he was living in Richmond, but he come join the Richmond Braves as a player coach type, and he was calling my pitches from the dugout.
Really?
Yeah. He said because he could tell when he broke my hands. When I broke my hands, it was the way I took the ball out. You could see it on a breaking ball. You could see the white of the ball, and then you couldn't see it, on the fastball. And so he told me that, and I had to make that correction. So they're always looking. And especially now with the cameras and stuff on you all the time, you got a whole division of analytical people up there studying things.
They're all over it.
So I mean, if he's doing something, is whatever. But it's all about command. He's missing over the middle of the plate.
Well, you know what, Tommy? It looked like to me his breaking balls looked like they had good bite on it. It just looked like his fastballs were right down the middle.
Yeah, it's just his command of his fastball right now. It's not good. And now you're getting the full gist of when the weather starts getting hot and warm in Citizens Bank Park, what the ball does. It's going to fly, dude. So
Danny Ryan.
I just hope we have that same effect on the baseball too when we hit. We need to hit more home runs, at times,
So Tommy, we're streaming live on the X platform and the YouTube channel, and Danny Ryan just posted a video, and it shows Nemo putting his whisper signal up to his mouth, but you can see they put side by side of Mick Abel when he throws a curveball and when he throws a fastball, and when he was throwing his curveball, his glove was a little higher,
a little bit lower,
a little bit lower.
Fastball was higher.
Yeah, the fastball was higher in his glove. Yeah. His glove was just that little bit. I can't imagine.
It's little stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, just as simple as that. They get. I know I've picked up on. Me and Schilling used to do it. Because I pitch once every 5th day. Me and Schilling does. So the other 4 days, we're watching the best in the business pitch.
Right.
So and we're always trying. We're looking. We were always trying to figure something out on Maddox if he was doing, because the guys would come in and say he's got to be doing something with the ball or something, to make it move like that. And me and Schilling would watch him. We'd go back and like from the previous inning when we go back and get a tape that was just cut and put it in and start and rewind it and do it and try to look and we could never figure him out. But there's some other pitchers, I remember going up to Dutch and Head and them. I said, hey, I got his pitches. Do you want to know?
Right.
And then they say, no, we're good. So and then and sometimes they said they would. I mean, not this day, but I've had instances where guys said, hey, I'd like to know if I did pick up on something. Something small. I said, just look at it and see if you notice it yourself.
Well, if you look at this picture, right, Danny, it's ever so slight.
I mean, it might be like a half an inch to an inch where he raises the glove more, higher on his torso, higher towards his neck area, and that could be, the telltale giveaway for these. These batters could not speak there for a second because they study his scouting report all the time with his pitches and everything. I mean, one small slight thing they could notice it immediately.
And Tommy,
yeah, but it's a huge thing. I mean, I know I used to do things instead of setting the pitch in your glove every time. Some people like to set the pitch. Stuff you got to vary. Your curveball grip, a fastball grip, a changeup grip. Because sometimes your gloves, when you go for changeup grips, it can flare a little bit. Your glove can. It moves, and I mean they can pick up on stuff like that. So sometimes I'd be wanting to throw a fastball, but I'd be holding the changeup grip. Yeah,
right.
In the glove, and then the next time I wanted to throw a changeup, I was, I'd already had that, and then I throw it. Or I'd vary it up. I'd hold a fastball grip and throw a slider, or I'd hold a fastball grip and hold a fastball. You have to continuously just change. So
and the thing with Abel too is
some guys set their pitch, especially with the split fingers. Now you got the guys that throw a lot of spiked curveballs and stuff like that. So that's a huge thing. Sometimes, you don't want to tip it, so they know it's coming.
And the thing with Abel, too, is he attacks the zone so much, he's not afraid to challenge guys. So if he's tipping or giving something away in any way, shape, or form, these hitters are going to capitalize, and you saw it with back-to-back-to-back.
Well, I was watching it with a friend of mine. Matter of fact, I'm going to give Dick Yingling a plug last night. One of his friend, Tommy Greene, who I deal with, with Yingling. I do some stuff with them for Flight Beer. But we were watching the game, and I said, and he was giving up the home runs like that. I said, you know what? He might throw too many strikes at times.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you've talked about that
there's
before.
Something to be said. Something to be said about effectively wild a little bit. I mean, because that was one of the nicks on me back in the day. I had some guys tell me, some pretty prominent guys said, we just didn't quite know where you were throwing. I said, that's exactly what I want you to think. Because sometimes it's because when I come in, I wasn't trying to just hit the corner coming in. I wanted to come in.
Right.
You know what I mean? That type of thing, and that had to get some attention. That way, then you can. Then you rotate down and away. You spot up, or you make that pitch down and away with your slider or fastball down and away, and it's like, God, how's he doing this and being able to do that? Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to go out there. When you let it go, and then sometimes but you got to let it go to area where you got to miss in a good area, not miss in a bad area. And I think that's what's happening to him a little bit.
Every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market. And if you look at their lineup, the big four for the Mets, Lindor, Nemo, Soto, and Alfonso, collectively had 10 hits. So their big four really came through for them last night.
Well, I tell you what, they got it done. I mean, that ball was ready. I thought I was going to see when they showed the baseball the word Titleist on it. So seriously. I mean, it was the way they were swinging. Every ball was flying out of there. I mean, you got to tip your hat sometimes, man. They took advantage of balls over the plate. Yeah, and then we ended up scoring 4 runs, and we had a chance to win. 4 runs gives you a chance to win.
Yeah,
right. But you got to have a good pitching. You got to have a good pitching performance behind you.
All right, Tommy. Tommy, tonight we got Luzardo 6-3 with a 4.41 ERA against Peterson.
Yeah.
He's 5-2 with a 2.60 ERA. Of course, the game is tonight. It's on Sunday Night Baseball. We got it right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Yeah.
Give us a little preview of what you think Luzardo is going to look like tonight.
Well, I mean, I wish I had that crystal ball, dude. I mean, obviously he's been a little back and forth lately, but obviously the ability is there. And he's probably been a little guilty of sort of the same thing with Abel. They might have got his pitches. He might have been tipping, but if you start missing out over the plate, no matter when you're not tipping, and not making your quality pitches, in certain situations you can get hurt, and that's what happened to him. So if he locks in and gets going good, he could have one of those outings like he did, 2 outings ago, where he punches out 10 and don't give up a couple of hits or so, and that's exactly what we need on Sunday night, because it'd be great walking out of this series with the Mets with a 2-1 and winning the series.
So
that's a
Tommy,
huge thing.
you know how crazy I was getting earlier on. You were telling me not to jump off the steel pier, and it's June 20. It's June 22nd, and we're tied with the Mets. I mean, and this is without Bryce Harper.
I know. I told you, man. I said you're quick. Baseball is a weird game, man, and you got to play it, and that's why you got 162 games. You got to play each one of them, and take a day at a time, man. You try to look in that crystal ball. Oh, I want to be there already, and that can't happen.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, you're a fan, all right.
In case you didn't know. Speaking of Bryce Harper, too, by the way, it's looking like his timetable is set to have him return in this upcoming series against the Astros in Houston, so hopefully we can get Bryce Harper back in the lineup. Still probably will take a little bit for him to get the rust off and get back into, true playing shape as far as the Bryce Harper we know and love. But, Tommy, before we let you go, I want to ask you, from one Phillies starting pitcher to another, I want to ask you about Ranger Suarez. I mean, he has been outstanding in his past 30 days. Past 33 innings, the guy's allowed 4 earned runs, 1.09 ERA. He's pitching like a Cy Young right now, and obviously he showed flashes of that last year, but then had the back injury. What do you think the Phillies should do with him? I mean, you've got Mick Abel up here, you've got Andrew Painter waiting in the wings, but they're still prospects at the end of the day. You've got a certified stud here right now that's proved it.
I want to keep him. He's Cool Hand Luke. He's always been fit. It's just like anything. Pitching is such a it's a rare commodity. To get the guy. He's Cool Hand Luke. Out there, and he's a common force that Billy needs to watch every day.
Right.
The way he goes about his business.
Just watch Ranger Suarez field a ground ball, Billy. That's all you need to do.
It'd be great if they can keep him, but it all comes down. I mean, it's a business, and you learn that. And Ranger, if the thing is, he's showcasing things now, and the fact that can he stay healthy for the rest of the year? If he does, his price tag goes up and up and up, dude. And that's what it's going to come down to. Is what he wants to do. Does he want to go out there, or is he willing to possibly stay here and for home, and a little bit of a home team discount, maybe?
Yeah.
You don't know. I mean, it all about. To me, I know I was that guy. If they come to me with something like that, I'd love Philly, and it's all about where you're comfortable.
Right.
The union of what the Players Association want to like that, but it's all about where you want to play at. Right. They want you to go out and get your fair market value because it affects other people. So, and I get it, but I would love to have Ranger. I hope he stays healthy.
Yeah.
He keeps on this good roll, because you go through these times where there's different guys going to take effect. Abel sort of struggling right now. He might find that click for the next 3, 4, 5 outings. He might lock in, and start locating better, and he gets on a run. You got different guys that get hot at different times, and that's the key about it. As long as you got 3 of your guys rolling pretty good, giving you a chance to win, and you're winning 3 out of the 5 games you're playing every week, through the rotation, that's pretty good. So
yeah,
I mean, you're making headway, as far as being above 500. So I mean,
Tommy, one last quick question for you. I think it's safe to say you'd rather re-sign Kyle Schwarber over a guy like Ranger or JT. But if you had to choose between putting money towards Ranger Suarez or JT Realmuto, who are you paying in the offseason?
Oh my God. I'm going pitching all the way.
Who didn't know that?
I mean, it's a good question, because they both make up a big part of things. You got a pitcher catcher that that knows the different things, but it comes down to me. This game's around pitching. I mean, you got a guy like that that's trending in the right direction and been showing what his worth, and the key to it, sustainability. Can he stay healthy? He hasn't had any arm problems. He's had some back issues. How's that doing? And only they know, so how he's doing physically. So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting question. As far as they got to answer.
All right, Tommy Greene, as always, we appreciate you. We love your insight, And we thank you and have a great rest of your weekend. Let's go Phillies tonight. Sunday Night Baseball right here on 97.3 ESPN. Thanks, Tommy.
You got it, guys.
There he is, Tommy Greene. On the Mound is brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Of course, when you do that, you get a free Locker Room 97.3 ESPN Locker Room cup if you mention that.
$1 off the liquid sunshine, a free cup to put the liquid sunshine in. I mean, I think I'm having trouble speaking today. I keep stuttering a little
late
bit.
Last night?
No, I was
you sound like me, stuttering.
At my buddy's place, but it might be the caffeine's got me all caffeinated, activated, ready to go. I'm speaking faster than my word. My mouth can say these words, but some good insight there from Tommy. I mean,
I like the picture you showed. It does show a little disparity in where he was holding the ball for a fastball and the curveball.
I'll show it one more time for the viewers.
Anybody's
on
looking
the
on the StreamYard X platform at Locker Room 973 or my YouTube channel, The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Ever so slight. I mean, inch or two maybe. He's raising that glove on the fastball.
You can see it though. All right, the first hour of The Locker Room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the big Phillies-Mets weekend series. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City will join us for a recap. Plus, it's Sixers draft week. We'll get you all the latest on the number 3 overall pick and what the Sixers might be doing with that pick. Football at 4, Jeff Mosher mailbag edition.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number 1.
Hi, this is Billy Schwein from The Locker Room. Pro Image Sports is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Ocean City Boardwalk store, located between 8th and 9th Street. They carry a huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' jerseys, clothing, headwear, and novelties for brands like Nike, New Era, Mitchell & Ness, and 47 brand. If you're looking for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, or Sixers gear, or your favorite national team, Pro Image Sports has it all. For more information, stop by today or follow them online at fantreasures.com or on Instagram at ProImageOC. Tell them The Locker Room sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby, right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Rendazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
0 all month long. How about 0% on a road for 60 months? Or pay 0% on a Pathfinder. Also for 60 months.
Click or visit NextLetNissan.com.
Unapproved Tier 1 credit. 1666 for 1,000 finance through NMC. Negative equity may be refinanced plus tax and 589 fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or visit MapLetNissan.com for full details. VIN RC73896. MSRP 31,115. Offer ends July 6, 2025.
Maplet Nissan, located on the Black Horse Pike in Egg Harbor Township, right next to the Home Depot.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Wait so long. Back broadcasting live. The Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan. 609-403-0973 is the text board. What's your favorite Phillies sports team of all time? 609-403-0973.
Dan in the HT chimes in, and he's roasting me, saying, no. Unacceptable to have your favorite Phillies sports team not be a champion. Philadelphia is a city of champions only. I know we're riding high on the Eagles Super Bowl win, but I don't know if we're a city of champions.
Well, I mean, he's got a point there. Like, they didn't even. I can see if they lost it. I mean,
you gotta set that criteria before you ask the question. Then
gotta make the. Well, I know
that's one of the more,
true too. I didn't specify.
I mean, you got to give me credit here. That was one of the more fun Sixers teams to watch. You think about the last fun Sixers team you watched, where they really had a chance to compete for the championship. You think of 23 with Harden,
yeah,
where they choked to the Celtics, and then that team.
Well,
those are the last two.
My favorite Sixers team was the Julius Erving.
Yes,
between like 80 and 83 when they won the championship.
Right, and we had 2001 Sixers.
But they don't rank up. I mean, even though they beat Boston or LA or who did we beat? I forget.
What, in 2001?
No, in 1983.
Before my time.
I think it was Boston, right? Or no, LA, the Lakers. That doesn't rank it. That team doesn't. I mean, yeah, I loved it, but it doesn't.
I mean, it's so long ago too. Yeah. It's like not to discredit it. Obviously, it was the.
I mean, I love like Mo Cheeks and Darryl Dawkins and Bobby Jones and Andrew Toney.
Yeah. Dan the HT continued sending in another answer saying Eagles 2024, 2025 team.
Yeah, that's my how could that not be?
He said it's a top 3 all-time Super Bowl era team, not even just all-time Eagles team, saying Super Bowl era team. They were historic on both sides of the ball. Oh my God, my favorite by far.
So the 2001 Sixers is special for me too because I had surgery. Can't tell you what kind of surgery I had. I'll tell you at the break. But I had very painful surgery, and in June, that whole month, I was literally on my stomach. I was hurting.
Yeah,
and it was the last month my father was alive, and we watched the whole playoffs.
Oh, that's special.
Together, it was
all the way up to the finals.
Yeah,
oh, that's special.
And then when Iverson stepped over.
Tyronn
Lue with that shot. I mean, how do you forget that? And Croce on the bridge. I mean, that's I'll never forget that.
If they took down Kobe and Shaq that year, that would have been unbelievable. I mean, we would still be talking about that. And we still talk about the run. We just obviously don't.
Pat Holloway has a good one too. I mean, that 2010 Flyers team to be in that building when they came back from a 3-0 deficit, and forced a game in the Game 7.
I might have to pivot on my answer too, and it's not even it's not a champion again. The 2022 Phillies.
Yeah,
I'm between.
Nick picked them.
He did. Yeah, I mean that's. I feel like that's an obvious answer because the run they went on, but I'll stick with my 2018-19 Sixers. I'll lay in the bed.
609-403-0973 is the text board. The question is, what's your favorite Philly sports team of all time? Name the team and, of course, the year. 609-403-0973. Now, on the other side, we'll talk a little NBA championship. There's a Game 7. All right, we'll talk about that. The draft is Wednesday for the NBA and Friday for the NHL. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schweim and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Hello, I'm the Atlantic County Sheriff, Joseph O'Donohue. I've proudly dedicated my law enforcement career to keeping our community safe. But I also am a proud parent, grandparent, and great-grandparent who understands the importance of keeping our children safe. Motor vehicle crashes continue to be the leading cause of death for our children ages 1 to 12. No parent or caregiver wants to ever imagine that their child is involved in a car crash, but it's important to be prepared. Children should always be buckled up. In the right seat, the right booster seat for their age, their height and weight, every ride, every time. A properly installed child safety seat can reduce the risk of injury by as much as 71% for infants and 54% for our toddlers. Atlantic County Sheriff's Office is definitely here to help. We have certified child passenger safety seat technicians available to properly install or check the position of your car seat at no charge. For more information, please call 609-909-7200 or visit acsheriff.org.
Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
This Thursday, June 26th, join 97.3 ESPN Sports Bash with Mike Gill as they broadcast live from the Back Bay Cafe at the Tuckahoe Inn from 2 to 6 p.m. Catch the Phillies afternoon game, meet Mike Gill, and snap a photo with the Birds Championship Trophy. Enjoy waterfront vibes at the Tuckahoe Inn's Back Bay Cafe with live music, an outdoor bar, happy hour specials at the indoor bar, delicious food, and yes, it's pet friendly. Have some fun at the Tuckahoe Inn, Warner Harbor Road in Memora. Online at tuckahoeinn.com.
Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan. Of course, Danny, I love my Volkswagen Teos. I love it, brother. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got great pickup. And when you back up, you get the camera, right? And
Yep.
but if the car's coming, you don't see it, it goes beep, stops you.
It's Billy proof. That's what you're saying.
It's good. I like it. Get up to Toms River Volkswagen and get yourself into a Teos. My daughter loves the Atlas, but I can't afford the Atlas.
Yeah, it's all right. Teos is just fine.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I didn't see you speeding past me in the Teos today, so that was a good sign.
Well, I'm down in Ocean City now, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Summer's here. I start working the park a lot.
You go back to Collingswood? Or...
Well, I got to go back tonight to get the Doopy Doo.
Okay.
And bring her down, and we're going to the Beach Boys concert tomorrow. We're all excited about that.
Monday Night Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys is the very first concert I ever went to.
I think, you told me that last week. It's insane.
I told this to Nick. I said there was three bands that I really, really followed. One was the Police, which was my favorite. Of course, everybody knows that. I play the Police music. The Grateful Dead, and the Beach Boys. I really very big dichotomy.
Have you gone to a Grateful Dead concert?
Oh my God!
I was going to say,
like 15 of them. 15 Beach Boys, 15. I mean, a lot. So it was a lot of fun. Tonight, Game 7, NBA.
First Game 7, by the way, in the NBA since the 2016 NBA Finals between the Warriors and the Cavs. That all-time Game 7.
Cleveland, Golden State. Then before that, it was 2013 Miami against San Antonio.
San Antonio, yeah.
And then in 2010, Lakers, Boston. 2005, San Antonio, Detroit. So
first Game 7 in over a decade that didn't feature or that will not feature LeBron James.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm not a big. I don't like him. But listen,
sorry, you don't have to like him. You just got to respect him.
The Pacers have 4 guys that have played in Game 7s. So the experience has a lot to do with it, Nick. In any sport, I don't care what. Or Danny, I call you Nick.
You call me Danny Greene while you're at it.
You know why? Because I'm thinking. So I sat on the beach with Nick. He showed me those pictures. You guys did play-by-play for rowing.
For the props, baby. Go props.
Football, basketball, and baseball.
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, we did a little bit of basketball, mainly football together because you had to have set broadcasters for football. So I was play-by-play. Nikki was color commentator. We traveled to go to Springfield, all over. It was a good time. But
did you get on the bus with the team?
No. We traveled. We took our own car, so we'd either drive together. If he had to meet me there, he'd meet me there. But it was most of the time we drove together.
Most of the games aren't that far away.
No, not really. I mean, I think the farthest drive we had was like 3 hours. Really? So and some actually there was a farther drive, but we stayed overnight that one time. So, but yeah, so it's Nesmith, Siakam as far as the Pacers players. They've been in Game 7s. Halliburton, and who's the fourth?
Nesmith?
I said Nesmith, yeah. Nesmith, Siakam, Halliburton.
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner, okay. McConnell hasn't been in one?
No. But and the Thunder has SGA.
Yeah, that's it.
He's the MVP. He's the only one.
Okay.
But I got to give the edge. I mean, I think what's the spread, like 7 or 8 or 6 or 7?
Let me see real quick.
I think OKC is 6 or 7 point favorites tonight.
Well, they are at home, and that atmosphere, it's different. I mean, I think one thing the NBA is lacking is insane playoff atmospheres. Even the Sixers, they had great playoff atmospheres for the longest time, and now because everyone's so tired of the Sixers and them not winning anything, the Wells Fargo Center, and now it's going to be Xfinity Mobile Arena. It's not as electric, it's not as hostile as it once was. But Oklahoma City, very hostile. I mean, I don't know if you saw the last game at home. I guess it was Game 5.
They wore all blue, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. The crowd is so color coordinated. Yeah. That's what makes it all great. And you don't see a lot of fan bases doing that anymore.
That was pretty cool.
It is -7.
Yeah, but those fans are flat out like our fans.
They're pretty close. They got nothing else going on in Oklahoma City. So I mean,
I want Indiana to win.
I do too. I really do. I don't care that they're in the Eastern Conference. I don't care that it's Halliburton, who we could have possibly had. I think they're the team of destiny this year. And my thought process here is the Thunder are so stacked and they're so young and they're going to be around and they're going to be good for a long, long time in the Western Conference. Now the West is tough, but I think they're going to be competing for a finals for the next 5 to 7 years if they play their cards right. Whereas the Pacers, they're good, but they're on a Cinderella run right now. Right. I mean, I don't see them really competing for a finals year in, year out for the next 5 years.
But what I noticed about that, they play good team basketball.
They do. It's so satisfying to watch. The ball movement is San Antonio Spurs-esque.
I think that's because of T.J. McConnell and Halliburton.
T.J. McConnell's a spark plug every time he enters the game. I don't understand why these Thunder players keep falling for the inbound steal.
Siakam, he's a winner.
He's steady, too.
Yeah.
He's consistent.
See, that's something to be said for there are guys that just win. Do you know what I mean? They just win.
Yeah. I mean, they all had, make the sacrifices and do what they have to do to win ball games. It's not about the personal stats, and that's why this team has gone so far, especially Tyrese. I mean, you take a look at Tyrese Halliburton, you think he's the superstar of this team, he's the bona fide stud, right?
And he's playing hurt, too.
And he is. He's got a calf injury, but he's not always going to show up on the box score with outrageous numbers every single night. Right. He might have a game where he just gets 15 and 11, but those 11 assists were crucial. The defense he played was crucial. So you said it perfectly. I mean, they played great team basketball. Their ball movement is out of this world, and Rick Carter Carlisle has done a great job with this team. I just don't think we're going to see them. They'll be in Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe they'll make another Finals in the next 5 years or so. But I think this is their year if they want to win one. Whereas the Thunder, they'll be studs for and top of the West for a while.
So here's the problem with the NBA. The NBA players are I don't want to call them soft, but they don't like NHL. Like Matt, I read this the other day. Matthew Tkachuk, he played through an abductor. He pulled his abductor muscle off the bone. He had a hernia.
You don't understand how painful that injury is.
And Paul George missed 2 months with a busted pinky finger on his non-shooting hand.
He had a bunch of injuries, though. He could have been battling his hyperextension in his knee.
And then he comes out and he
had another injury.
After 2 months or 3 months on the pot, with 2 months to go in the season, he says, "Oh, now he's going to turn all his attention to playing basketball."
Postpone Podcast P.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, now that was a joke. I would love to ship him off to Utah along with the third pick. I never figured out what pick Utah has, by the way, if we do make that trade. But
I don't know. Like, this Ace Bailey thing is just not sitting well with me, dude.
The thing is, he is just... It's almost... I'm tempted to almost take him at 3 regardless.
But why wouldn't Ace Bailey want to come here? Because he's got Paul George. He's got Tyrese Maxey to mentor him.
So, by the way, the Jazz have the 5th pick. So if you shipped PG and the 3rd pick over to the Jazz for a package, you get the 5th back.
Do they do that?
If they don't love, who they're going to select at 3. Well, here's the problem with dealing with the Jazz. You're dealing with Danny Ainge. Remember Danny Ainge?
Yeah, he robbed us.
Remember the Jason Tatum and Markelle Fultz draft?
Yes.
He was going to take Jason Tatum at 1 anyway. Just didn't love taking him at 1. Gave us the number 1 pick. We took Fultz, and the rest is history. Danny Ainge he's one that'll hustle you. I mean, that's no secret around the league.
He is a good basketball GM.
And he's good at hustling.
Former player, I might add. I know everybody says, "Oh, you don't have to be a player to be a great." No, I like somebody that knows the intricacies of the sport.
Yeah, and he's good at hustling the Sixers. He's done it multiple times now. He knows how to play us like a fiddle, no matter who the GM is.
Like Howie Roseman is a perfect example of someone that never played a sport, and he's an excellent GM.
Right.
And I have to give it to him because he's right now he's probably a Hall of Famer.
I think it's pretty comparable to compare Danny Ainge to Howie Roseman as far as.
By the way, did you see
sports.
was it AP who came out with that top 10 quarterbacks? Jalen Hurts didn't even make it.
Was it Chris Sims?
No,
the usual suspect.
Nikki showed me yesterday. I couldn't believe it. We were talking about this after the show.
I'll look it up real quick.
Top 10. Jalen Hurts wasn't even in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. Now he might be 5, but I think he's still top 5.
Exactly.
I mean, you go.
But there's a perfect example of a winner. Yeah. He's a winner.
I'd probably go. So would you put Mahomes 1? I know we're going off on a tangent here, but would you put Mahomes 1?
I'd put Mahomes 1.
All right,
I'd give Josh Allen 2. I give Lamar Jackson 3.
So I'm going to go.
I give Joe Burrow 4, and then I go Jalen Hurts.
I'll switch one thing there. I'll go. It's so tough because I almost wanted to put Allen over Mahomes because of the season he had, but I'll stick with Mahomes because of the proven track record. Mahomes,
because you gotta put Super Bowl wins into the equation.
Right. So I'll go Mahomes. I'll go Allen. I'm going to switch one spot. I'll go Burrow 3 because of his playoff success.
Okay.
I'll go Lamar 4, and I'll go Hurts 5. I mean,
But
you got people putting like Jaden Daniels over Hurts. You got people putting like Baker Mayfield over Hurts. What have they done? What have they done in the playoffs? I know Jaden Daniels had a great rookie season, and people are expecting him to expand upon that and become even better. That's fine, but he's not there yet, in my opinion.
And so when you look at this, when you see that the Indiana Pacers have 4 players that have been in Game
back to
7s.
the NBA.
No, I know, but
I'm
segueing back. But this is a perfect example of the experience factor.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts he lost the Super Bowl and he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
His experience puts him into the top 5.
Easy for me. I mean, and also, too, you have to understand, he's not asked to do that much in this offense. Now, are they playing in spite of him, and they're not asking him to do as much because they think they might get in trouble if he does a lot? Maybe.
Guess what? They're going to throw the ball more this year than they did last year.
They certainly
will.
Have to. You can't ground and pound with Saquon like you did last season, or else he's going to get hurt. Now he's got the Madden curse on his side.
Yeah.
Say what you want about that Madden curse. It's got a proven track record of taking guys out. Look at just last season and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, the guy went to the Super Bowl the year prior, was in MVP discussions, and then
he's on the Madden cover.
And he's on the Madden cover. He's out for the rest of the season. The Niners are absolute dumpster fires. So I think he's going to pass a lot more this season too. Honestly, because I think A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, maybe more A.J. Brown because Smitty's selfless, they're going to want some stats for their legacy.
Goddard's back in the fold.
Right. Goddard's back. I think they're going to be a heavier passing offense this year. Now, how much heavier, I'm not sure, but you can't expect to run with Saquon like that.
Did PJ get you a jersey, too?
He did.
So,
number 1 Jalen Hurts.
We all have to wear our Jalen Hurts jerseys throughout the whole football season.
I've got a number 1 and a number 2 Jalen Hurts jersey.
There you go. All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game, let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Hey, I want to tell you about the McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce financing, and more, the professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the big Phillies Mets weekend series. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City will join us for a recap. Plus, it's Sixers draft week. We'll get you all the latest on the number 3 overall pick and what the Sixers might be doing with that pick. Football at 4, Jeff Mosher Mailbag Edition.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Tax season at Tom's River Volkswagen means we're paying the sales tax. Yeah, we've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale, and we're paying the sales tax. Tell that nasty old tax man to go straight to Tom's River Volkswagen or Tom'sRiverVW.com, because we're paying the sales tax.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hi, this is Billy Schwein from the Locker Room. Pro Image Sports is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Ocean City Boardwalk store, located between 8th and 9th Street. They carry a huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' jerseys, clothing, headwear, and novelties for brands like Nike, New Era, Mitchell & Ness, and 47 brand. If you're looking for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, or Sixers gear, or your favorite national team, Pro Image Sports has it all. For more information, stop by today or follow them online at fantreasures.com or on Instagram at ProImageOC. Tell them the Locker Room sent you.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot with up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery like GE Profile. Simplify your routine with GE Profile appliances, from refrigerators with autofill pitchers and multiple dispensing options to all-in-one washer-dryer combos that can wash and dry a full load in under 2 hours. Shop 4th of July savings on top brand appliances now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
0 road 0 all month long. How about 0% on the road for 60 months? Or pay 0% on a Pathfinder. Also for 60 months.
Click or visit MaxBlattNissan.com. Unapproved Tier 1 credit. 1666 for 1,000 finance through NMC. Negative equity may be refinanced plus tax and 589 fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or visit MaxBlattNissan.com for full details. VIN RC7389396. MSRP 31,150. Offer ends July 6, 2025.
Matt Blatt Nissan, located on the Black Horse Pike in Egg Harbor Township, right next to the Home Depot.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan. Of course, at the bottom of the hour, we'll talk NHL hockey. The Flyers have their draft on Friday. We'll talk with Philly.com Charlie O'Connor, who covers the Flyers. He's the beat writer for Philly.com. We'll have Charlie O'Connor at the bottom of the hour to talk Flyers hockey. But right now, we're talking NBA. The draft for the NBA is Wednesday, and the Sixers hold the third overall pick.
That they do.
Flag will go 1. Dylan Harper maybe 2. Bailey maybe 3. But his stock's dropping because he's it won't work out for anybody.
Yeah, he's trying to pick and choose and hold these teams hostage as far as where he's going to go, and he's being immature about the whole situation. So he might fall, but he's also so talented that teams might not even care. Like the Sixers might just draft him at 3 regardless. So I think the consensus, though, obviously Flag at 1. Dylan Harper's going to go at 2, regardless of what team's drafting there. It could be the Bucks if they trade Giannis. It could be the Suns if they trade KD to San Antonio, or it could be the Spurs if they hold Pat.
Would you say this draft is going to make or break Morey?
Yeah, I think this is a make or break year for Daryl Morey.
Because my patience is running thin with him.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to hit in this offseason. I mean, obviously they could trade the number 3 pick, and if they do that, they'll either trade up to get the Spurs number 2 pick. They'll have to go up 3 and additional first-round picks next year.
Unfortunately, this is a guard-heavy draft, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you take a look at the first 4 picks. You got 3 guards projected in the first 4 picks.
VJ Edgecombe?
Yeah, from Baylor, the shooting
you
guard
like
from
him?
Baylor. I do. He reminds me a little bit, and I'm not by any stretch saying he's going to be the next Ant Edwards, but if you watch his game, he's got a very similar game to Anthony
Who's that kid
Edwards.
from Duke?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's Con...
Come on, you're the play-by-play guy.
Knepel? Nepple? Maybe the K is silent. Nepple? K-N-U-E-P-P-E-L.
I mean, does he tickle your fancy?
He's all right. I mean, height without shoes is 6'5". He's going to have like a 6'6" and a 4th wingspan.
Right.
People
are comparing Ace Bailey to KD, and I told you that during the break, but you say no. But I've heard that a lot.
No, I agree with you. I've heard that a lot. We were trying to figure out who you were talking about.
Rutgers. These 2 guys that play for Rutgers, he had 2 guys that are going in the top 5. They couldn't even get Rutgers into the tournament.
Yeah,
something's very, very wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good team, but I mean,
they had 2 guys that are possibly top 5 draft picks.
If you're not coached well, if you don't have an all-around good team, and these 2 guys are ball dominant, you might not go far, and they didn't go far. I mean, but they're still studs at the end of the day. I think Dylan Harper is the more polished prospect.
2 of your 5 players that are going to go in the top 5 draft, you can't make it to the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened.
Regardless of your coaches.
I'm not a Rutgers fan. I mean, at the end of the day, they probably didn't have enough
sport your Rowan hat, right? They got Rowan Props hat.
Yeah, I only cover props basketball, baby, not Scarlet Knights. But
it's still, I'm very skeptical of this Bailey guy.
No, I mean, listen, I want to ask you, what would you do? I mean, if you were Daryl Morey and Elton Brand, you had the number 3 pick. Are you trading up for 2?
I don't necessarily. I wouldn't. Would you be interested in getting Giannis here?
I think it would cost way too much. I think if you get Giannis, you don't have... You're giving up a package of number 3,
right,
first-round picks next year, Jared McCain. They might even inquire on Maxey. You're going to give up a guy like Justin Edwards.
Because we can't rely on Embiid.
Well, yeah, the way I'm treating this offseason is you craft the team acting like Joel Embiid and Paul George aren't even on it.
Right, because I'm not like Paul George after the pinky thing and his comments that he's now after 2 months of playing regular season he's going to concentrate on basketball and not do the podcast. That's like Rick Tocchet said. I keep going back to this. I said this yesterday numerous times. Toc said when you draft people, when you get guys, there's 2 things you want: IQ of the sport. Mm-hmm. No matter they have to have, if they're basketball players, they have to have good basketball IQ, and they have their character. 2 very important ingredients.
Yeah, I mean, the dude his best days of basketball are behind him, and he had 3 separate injuries last year. The pinky, the hyperextension, and a different, I think it was an adductor injury,
His pinky was broken.
Yeah. What?
Oh.
Listen.
Man, you got Keith Kachuk playing half dead.
Yeah, the hockey players are tough.
Halliburton can't even walk.
You know the NBA is the soccer of the U.S. I mean, they're flopping all around.
Oh, his pinky
trying
was
to milk
broken.
these injuries. So that's the way I'm treating this offseason. You act like Joel Embiid and Paul George aren't even on your team. Craft the team based on that. But I want to get your answer here. If you're Daryl Morey and Elton Brand, are you trading up to 2, giving up more assets to get up to 2, which would probably be 3, like the third pick?
Danny, you're asking me. I don't know. This draft does not impress me, and I don't know what
You don't like Ace Bailey.
No.
So who would you take?
I guess Dylan Harper. I don't know. I'm like,
so
we don't
here's
need
what I
any
would do.
guards. That's the thing.
There's probably.
Do we need any guards?
We don't necessarily need guards, but you kind of have to take one because it's the best talent available at this point.
Maybe do a deal with Danny Ainge and just hope that you hit pay dirt.
So if you do that, you're assuming the guy you want, the guy that you like, is going to be there at 5, 2 picks after.
Right.
So the trade that was kind of floated around in the past week or so, there were some rumors. Essentially, the Sixers would send Paul George to Utah, and they'd move down from number 3 to number 5 in the draft as part of the deal. Obviously with Utah taking on Paul George's contract.
They still get a good guard, I think.
Yeah, I think they would still get a pretty good player. I mean, this draft, there's not a huge drop-off from number 3 to number 8.
No.
So you could afford to do that. But
Kobe
again,
Bryant, Kobe Bryant go 13 overall?
I think so, yeah. To the Hornets, right?
Yeah.
You're operating here, though, with a guy who is known to hustle you. And, who knows? Maybe Danny Ainge has some sort of tip on who they want at 3 and who they think they can get at 5 if they move down, and he snipes their pick. But regardless, you'd be moving down from 3 to 5. Utah would be taking on the entirety of PG's contract, and a potential return as far as players could include John Collins, Colin Sexton, and additional compensation fillers. So, I mean, they would be absorbing all of Paul George's money, and you move down 2 picks and possibly get more players on top of that as value for the number 3 pick.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. That's the deal that makes the most sense in my eyes.
Right,
but
what do you think
dealing with Danny Ainge?
You think you could? How about a trade? Would anybody want Embiid?
I don't think so. Maybe the Lakers, but what do you get for him?
Right, right.
I mean.
How about Dallas? Did they see this? They moved off of
so rigged, by the way.
Right?
So rigged.
I mean, think about it.
So absurd.
They get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and then the Lakers coincidentally sell the majority stake a few months after they get Luka Doncic
Right.
and probably raise the franchise's value. That's just such an inside job to me. I don't care what anybody says. That Cooper Flag Luka.
So their
thing.
draft is NBA draft is Wednesday. The NHL is on Friday, and we're going to go to the. You're more than welcome to come if you want.
Yeah,
it's going to be me, Nick, Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corda. We're going to go to the Hard Rock on Friday for their draft party.
So I have a few choices now because I was thinking about going to our friend Hunter Brody's Puck It Up draft party.
Oh, really?
I was thinking about it. It's over in Glassboro.
Hunter didn't like the Tocchet hire. You know that?
He didn't.
No, he's wrong.
He want.
I will say this.
He didn't want another former Flyer coaching?
When Hunter worked for me, when he worked here at 97.3, he told me 5 years ago that Ovechkin was going to break the record.
That he did.
And I was like, no way, don't do it. Because Wayne Gretzky, to me, is the greatest hockey player that ever lived.
Yeah, I mean, to everybody.
But, you know.
Even with him
He was right. He was on the air one day. I texted him. I said, I texted his cell phone. I said, you were right. Yeah. I was wrong.
Even with him,
but he's wrong about the Rick Tocchet thing.
Even with him passing Gretzky, though, in goals scored, he still doesn't even touch Gretzky all the time.
No.
I mean, you take a look at the points. The point differential.
They had to change the game for Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Same like with Will Chamberlain. They changed basketball for him.
Gretzky I don't think anybody will ever surpass Wayne Gretzky as the GOAT in the NHL. But, stranger things have happened. A lot of people say that about MJ, and now LeBron's the GOAT. So.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I just got you to
agree
with that.
No. I just said right. I was just agreeing with you tongue in cheek that people say that he is the GOAT.
No, I just got
but
you to
for me,
agree
he'll never be the GOAT.
Live on air, you just said LeBron James the GOAT. You said right.
Hey, you know what I want to tell you about? There's a new rage sweeping the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, change the subject.
Cruise around town in style. It's a lot of fun. No gas, no stress, just pure fun. Catch the good vibes. It's Good Vibes Rides golf carts. Go to goodvibesrides.com, pick your cart of your choice, and they will deliver it right to you. That's Good Vibes Rides. Give them a call at 732-440-1111, and they'll hook you up with a cart. I have one, and it's really it's cool. You get in the cart, you buzz around town.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part of golfing, actually driving the
cart,
golf cart. Because I'm no good at golf.
My daughter loves it.
I can hit one off the tee, but after that, I'm pretty much trash at golf. So, a few adult beverages in the golf cart. It's a great time out there on the green.
GoodVibeRides.com.
There you go.
That's cool. They get golf carts, man. A lot of fun. All right. We're going to talk with Charlie O'Connor. He's the lead beat writer for the Flyers on Philly.com. Charlie's got he's got great insight.
We got to ask him not only about the NHL draft, but another controversial topic. And I know, obviously, this trial is going to have a verdict in middle of July, or maybe more towards end of July. I think it was the 24th. Do the Flyers bring Carter Hart back if he's innocent?
No.
We could ask him about that, though.
Well, you know what? We will. But
we're about a month away.
It's funny. I don't think anybody asked Rick that at the press conference.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wanted to touch that.
I mean, I think
first of all, he hasn't been exonerated yet.
Right. He's not innocent as of yet. We'll get that.
Well, you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's
he's not officially.
Is that how it is in Canada?
I'm not
innocent
sure.
Until proven guilty?
But he's not officially. He's not out of the woods yet.
Hey, by the way, I just got a text message from our good friend Tom Jackson. He went to La Scala's Beach House the other night. He said it was amazing. I'm telling you, people, get down to La Scala's. The food is phenomenal. The ambiance is just as good as the food. La Scala's Beach House. All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game, let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Go down there and say hello to JM, Will, Jason, and Chet. They're great people down there. Now, I do want to talk about La Scala's Beach House. Tom Jackson went there last night. Anybody that ever goes there, they love it. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza and their daily specials. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. They're also opening up a new restaurant in the Ocean Casino. Rob La Scala's doing a great job. Get down to La Scala's. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Charlie O'Connor from Philly.com. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If a person is on a date, is it proper protocol that if one person gets their food first, they have to wait for the other?
Yes.
I tend
because
to
if
agree.
you're on a date, you're trying to make a good impression. You don't want it to be that you're selfish and you're not considerate of the other person. Because that's what you're doing if you eat before their food gets there.
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan, again and again. Call Lenigan, again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from The Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from The Locker Room sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. and talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
She forgot all about the library like she told her old man. Now, this is a great Beach Boys song. All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan. Of course, the NHL has their draft Friday, and the draft party, there'll be a draft party at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. We'll be there. Rick Tocchet will be there, the new head coach. Of course, we had Tocchet on last Saturday.
I'm surprised he's going to be there. And he's not going to be
I thought so. And then I think Mark
Danny
Recchi's going to be there. I think the CEO, the head guy, Dan Hilferty, will be there.
Wow.
So there'll be a lot of people down there. And now we'll talk a little Flyers hockey. Of course, we'll talk with Charlie O'Connor. He's the lead beat writer for Philly.com. He does a great job. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room Charlie O'Connor. Good morning, Charlie.
Hey, Billy. How you doing?
All right, man. We got a lot of questions. And, Charlie, when I want to talk Flyers hockey, I talk to you because you are a leading authority for me when it comes to Flyers hockey. Charlie, you do a great. I'm looking at your website. You do a great job at Philly.com, man.
Yeah, it's actually it's all PHLY.com.
Right.
That's the.
But you still say
yeah.
Philly though, right? Or no?
No. You're supposed to spell it out as if it's call letters.
Okay.
So PHLY.
PHLY.com. I love it, Charlie. I got to be honest with you. I don't really. There's so many different ways. The Flyers have 11 picks in this year's draft. So obviously I want somebody that's going to make an immediate impact. So I need you to give me somebody that you think is going to make an immediate impact. But with all those picks, they're going to do some move. They're going to move around, right?
You would think they have 3 first-round picks. Then they have 4 second-round picks. So that's 7 picks in the first 2 rounds. We're talking about high-value picks. Not just in terms of the guys you can pick in a draft, but also things you could potentially, use in trades because teams want first-round picks. They want second-round picks. Now, I'm not expecting the Flyers to trade away the 6th overall pick. The 6th overall pick is an extremely valuable asset that they can use to get a young player, a guy who's 18 years old, who can be part of this for years to come and hopefully be a top-of-the-lineup guy. But those 2 later first-round picks, the picks that are 22 and 31, and then all those picks in the early part of the second round, yeah, they could potentially be used, whether it's to trade up into, let's say trade from 22 up into the teens to get another top prospect, or to use, one or more of those picks to trade for current NHL players that can help the team now.
So, Charlie, would it be out of the realm of possibility for the Flyers to maybe trade a couple of those picks for Connor McDavid?
I think that would be very unlikely, Billy. But you're welcome to dream.
I am dreaming, but I mean, Connor fell short two years in a row to the Florida Panthers. So maybe they want to move on from him, and the Flyers could entice Edmonton to do something like that.
I would say that Edmonton is not going to trade Connor McDavid unless Connor McDavid tells Edmonton, "I want to leave." He's up to sign a new contract on July 1st. We shall see if he re-signs with them because his contract expires at the end of next season.
Right.
So he'd be eligible to sign a new contract, a contract extension on July 1st. If it starts getting into the summer, deep into the summer, August, September, and McDavid's still saying he's not going to sign with them, maybe things get interesting. And obviously every team in the NHL will be trying to trade for Connor McDavid, so it's not like the Flyers that have a monopoly on that, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. My guess is McDavid stays in Edmonton, but I guess you never know.
We're talking with Charlie O'Connor from PHLY.com. Charlie, the Philadelphia Flyers have been preaching patience, have been preaching this rebuild, and Danny Briere, Keith Jones, they do a great job. They now got Rick Tocchet into the fold. First off, a lot of people are skeptical about bringing Rick Tocchet back. How do you feel about that hire?
Well, I think Rick Tocchet is at the very least a good coach. He did a good job in
won the Jack Adams.
Vancouver 2 years ago, won the Jack Adams, and he's coached in a lot of places where he didn't have a lot of support. He coached in Arizona where their ownership was a disaster. They don't even have a team anymore in Arizona. He coached in Tampa Bay where they were coming off of getting the first overall pick, so he wasn't exactly taking over a team filled with talent. What I'll say about Tocchet is he has an extremely good reputation among people in the game who swear by his knowledge, who swear by his ability to connect with players. If you look at his track record in the NHL as a head coach, it probably isn't worthy of the big contract the Flyers gave him and the degree of trust. But the Flyers know him. They know him personally. Obviously, he's in the Flyers Hall of Fame. He is part of the Flyers gang. Everybody in that organization knows him well. And they all vouch for him being the right guy. So it'll be very interesting to see him in an organization where he's getting the kind of support that I would say he's never really gotten. Like even in Vancouver, obviously 2 years ago he won the Jack Adams. Last year the team didn't do as well.
But they had a lot of injuries. Vancouver had a lot of injuries.
I think it was less about the injuries and more about the fact that their two star centers, JT Miller and Elias Pettersson, hated each other.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's pretty hard to win when two of your best players are basically having an open feud. So this team, I think, is in a lot better, the Flyers, are in a lot better spot overall in terms of organizational health. So we'll see how Rick Tocchet can do with an organization that is in a total dumpster fire.
We had Talk on last week, and I just think that he's going to bring. I think it'll attract high caliber players to come play for him. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's one of the theories behind the hire. The Flyers believe that Rick Tocchet, especially in comparison to John Tortorella, right? I can tell you, there were a lot of players in the league that were never going to sign with a John Tortorella coach team. Rick Tocchet certainly has a better reputation as more of a player's coach, a guy who connects well with players. He was also, a former NHL player who was a very good one, and a lot of players look at that as a real bonus. That he can empathize, he can understand what it's like to be in the league and like to be a successful player. So that's the Flyers' theory. I guess we'll see. We'll see if it does indeed help them attract talent when they go out and they try to get talent.
3 Stanley Cups under his belt, 1 as a player, 2 as an assistant coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, he did a really good job as the assistant coach of the Penguins. I'm not going to put too much stock in him winning the Stanley Cup as a player. Like, that's great, fantastic for him, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be a good coach. There are a lot of guys who have won Stanley Cups as a player who would never make it as a coach, but he did do a very good job as an assistant coach with the Penguins. You're absolutely right.
All right, Charlie, let's talk about some of the people that are available in the draft. This is why I got you on, for your expertise. Who would you like to see the Flyers pick?
Well, the one guy who jumps out at me as being, kind of I wouldn't say dream pick because I don't want to put words in the Flyers' mouth, but, James Higgins was projected to be the first overall pick this time last year, and he didn't have a bad draft season. He just didn't quite blow the doors off like people expected he was going to, given all the hype around him. There's a legitimate possibility he could slip to 6. And while I think there are some people that worry a little bit about his size. He's not the biggest guy.
Yeah,
He's like
let me interrupt. Hold on, Charlie. Let me interrupt.
Are you a size person?
Yeah, I was going to say, let me interrupt you, Charlie, because this is what I profess, and I don't care what sport it is. Big guys beat up on little guys. You can have, like, Travis Kincaid, you have a couple of little mighty mites, but you got to have, in the NHL, you have to have tough, physical, intimidating people. And I want a big center, Charlie.
Yeah, I want a skilled center. I want a guy who can dominate in terms of skill and score goals rather than a guy who's just going to be big and hit people.
Well, I know, obviously, scoring goals is part of the equation, but someone that can see the ice. Like Talk Professor was last week, he said it numerous times. You got to get a guy with a high hockey IQ and someone with great character.
Yeah, I agree with that. Those are both things I value very highly, and I think Higgins has. I think there are a lot of guys in this draft at the top that have that. But I am always going to be less interested in how tall a guy is and how much he weighs, and more interested in how skilled he is and how well he thinks the game.
Charlie, what do you think about this McGreer? Who's the guy that's 6'5"? He's a center. McGear.
Oh, Roger McQueen. Yeah, Roger McQueen's interesting. He's obviously huge. He's got all the size. He's got tons of skill. Really good around the net. The big concern with him is the injuries.
Right.
So yeah, it's his back. He missed the bulk of his draft season with a back injury. He claims it's resolved. He claims that it's a fracture that is healed. The thing with back injuries, though, is they're scary. Sometimes they can recur. Sometimes it's not something that necessarily goes away. You re-injure your back, and look, McQueen's interesting, and I like him a lot as a prospect. He's got a ton of skill. Obviously, he's got the size, so that adds to his plausible upside. Because if you're bigger, you just have the ability to do things that smaller guys can't. But there's also a risk on his side that he could be, and I'm obviously different injuries, but he could be a Nolan Patrick, where he's out of the league by his early 20s. So, big swing, big reward, but also legitimate risk there with him.
I want the Flyers to. I know it's a rebuild, and they keep professing it, and I love that, but. This year, I need somebody. I want them to draft somebody who can make an immediate impact. Who do you think that would be?
Well, I'm not really expecting anybody they take to necessarily be in the NHL this season. If they had gotten one of the top 2 picks, I think those guys could. And maybe, if they were to get like a Porter Martone who brings real size to the table, he's a winger, he's a little older, he could. I know Higgins has said he's shooting to be in the NHL next year. So there are some guys that are possible options, but I think if they're going to help the team on draft day, it's like, as in this upcoming season, it's not going to be necessarily with their pick. It's going to be if they trade a pick or two for, like, let's say a goalie to maybe help them keep some pucks out of the back of the net, or maybe trade for a youngish forward who can help them score. They have the assets where they could do it. It just comes down to whether they can find the right deal.
We're talking with Charlie O'Connor. He's the lead beat writer for the Flyers for PHLY.com. Charlie, talk about the goalie situation, because Danny wants me to ask you this question. Would the Flyers, if Carter Hart gets exonerated, would the Flyers be interested in bringing him back?
I'm skeptical, but I guess it's possible. Obviously, it's a really tough situation. He's still in the process of going through the trial for sexual assault, along with the other Hockey Canada players who were charged. So unclear how that's going to play out in terms of whether he gets convicted, whether some get convicted and some get acquitted. We're just not sure. If he were to be acquitted, I don't know. My hunch is that ownership would be very skeptical, and they would have to be sold on it, because obviously we're talking about serious stuff, pretty awful stuff that he was accused of. If he were acquitted, though, and if they could convince ownership, then it just kind of comes down to whether the front office would want him. Now, obviously, Carter Hart was a good goalie for the Flyers. I wouldn't say he ever quite took the leap into being a great goalie, but they know him. That said, it's not as if this situation, from what I understand, there was. They were maybe at times thinking that Hart was not involved in this as much as he actually ultimately ended up being. So maybe there could be some trust broken there between the organization and Hart. So we'll see. Look, the Flyers definitely need to upgrade in goal. Yes. I think they know that. They like Sam Ersson. They think he can be part of the solution, but I think they realize they need another goalie to pair with him. I'm not expecting that goalie to be Carter Hart, regardless of how the situation plays out. But I do believe the Flyers know that they need they need another solid goalie who can split time with Ersson and just give the team a chance to win every game, which I don't think they had last year, given the goalie situation.
You can follow Charlie O'Connor on the X platform, Twitter, at @CharlieO_Con, right?
Yes,
I like that. Right. That's unique, Charlie.
Charlie, you can't put an apostrophe on Twitter, so you got to do it another way.
Charlie, I'm looking at your website, man. I like the cartoon character face. That guy looks just like you.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of our gimmicks.
Charlie, the Flyers. So this year they've got 11 picks. What do they have? What do they have next year? Because, like you said, we both agree that they're being patient. They're making the fan base be patient. What do they got next year? I mean, do they have a lot of draft picks lined up for next year too?
Yeah, not as many as this year. This year is really the big one where they really stockpiled a ton of picks. This is the year where you can tap into your arsenal. And look, and Briere said this last week when we spoke with him in Voorhees at the Flyers training center, he said, look, we might use all of our picks. And I don't necessarily think that would be a terrible outcome. It's just that if you use all 7 of those picks, you better come away with 3 or 4 guys who are really good NHL players when they ultimately get to the Flyers big club. Because if you use all those picks and say you only get one legitimate contributor, then you're going to think back 3-4 years down the road and say, man, you could have used one of those second round picks to trade for a legitimately good NHL player rather than a lottery ticket prospect who didn't even pan out. So this is going to be a really, really pivotal week. Let's say 2 weeks for the Flyers, but really weak because once you use the picks have been used. Right now, you can trade those picks for things. Once you use them, well, they've been used, and now it's just what those prospects turn into. So we'll see. I think this is a really, really important week for Briere as a GM and the Flyers overall, just because of all the opportunities they have, given all the picks they have.
Charlie, one last question. And Sean Couturier is the captain, right? Will he remain the captain? I mean, what do you think about his future? He's getting up there.
I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't remain the captain. He's got a no movement clause in his contract. He doesn't want to leave. And I thought it was noteworthy that after the Flyers hired Rick Tocchet, because obviously there was, and Couturier was open about this, there was conflict between him and John Tortorella, between Couturier and John Tortorella. Right. They didn't see eye to eye. Tort scratched him 2 seasons ago for a few games, and that didn't go over too well with Couturier or the rest of the players, to be honest. Well, after the Flyers hired Rick Tocchet, the Flyers released a video they put out on their social media where you had Jonesy and Danny and Dan Hilferty all in a room calling Sean Couturier to tell him they were hiring Rick Tocchet, and then told Couturier, call your teammates and spread the word that this is happening. That's something you do when you're number one, trying to show that you have a good relationship with your captain still, but number 2, sending the message that, hey, you're going to have a much better relationship with this coach than you have with the last one. So that's not something you do if you're considering moving on from Sean Couturier as a captain. That's what you do when you're trying to solidify the fact that he's your captain.
And plus, what a better captain. He's got the Bobby Clark look, no teeth in the front. I mean, he's the epitome of a hockey captain for the Flyers. I love it.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Charlie. Very interesting. What's going to happen unfold on Friday? Where are you going to be? You going to a draft party down here? Or are you going to be up in the Philly area?
No, well, I'm going to be in Atlantic City because the whole reason why they're having that draft party in Atlantic City is because that's where the Flyers war room is going to be. That's where
get out, really?
That's where all the scouts are going to be. Yeah, they've holed up at the Hard Rock. That's where they're all going to be. So all the beat writers, including myself, we're all going to be down there as well because we want to be there to interview Danny and talk after the draft and after the picks. So we're all going to be down there, and I'll be down there as well. But we are having a draft party for those who aren't going to be in Atlantic City. We're having a draft party. PHLY is pairing with Broad Street Hockey at the Chickies and Pete's.
Nice.
Right in South Philly, right near the ballparks. I believe that one starts at 6 p.m., so check that out.
And I will see you in Atlantic City on Friday night, Charlie.
All right, sounds good, Billy.
All right, thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it, and have a great weekend. Rest of it.
You got it. You too.
All right, bye-bye. There he is, Charlie O'Connor. He's the beat writer for PHLY.com. He covers the Flyers.
I didn't know that. That makes a lot more sense now that Talk will be in Atlantic City.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I'm like, why would Talk be away from the rest of the execs?
A friend of mine told me that the brass would be down at the draft, but I guess the war room's going to be at
pretty cool. I wonder why they did
I'm
AC.
definitely going there now.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Me, Mr. Negadelphia, Nikki and I are going to be down there.
I might have to if you give me a place to crash on Friday.
Hey, man, we'll work it out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can.
I have a few.
I don't think I'll have the doobie do.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the draft. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Go down there and say hello to JM, Will, Chet, Jason. They do a great job. Now, I want to tell you, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Heated rivals go head-to-head.
Kyle Schwarber, and this place is going bananas.
The Philadelphia Phillies, the New York Mets.
It's out of here! Juan Soto stops and celebrates.
Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 6 Eastern, with first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
It's Phillies Mets on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable, so be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
0-0 all month long. How about 0% on the road for 60 months? Or pay 0% on a Pathfinder. Also for 60 months.
Click or visit MaxWhatNissan.com. On approved Tier 1 credit, 1666 for 1,000 finance through NMAC. Negative equity may be refinanced plus tax and 589 fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or visit MaxNissan.com for full details. VIN RC7389396. MSRP 31,150. Offer ends July 6, 2025.
Matt Black Nissan, located on the Black Horse Pike in Egg Harbor Township, right next to the Home Depot.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan. Hey, it's all over.
Already?
Wow, man.
Bet
Great
hit right
show
away.
today.
That's what you get when you got a good guest like Charlie O'Connor.
Well, and we always love Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market every Sunday throughout the baseball season. Thank Tommy. Want to thank Danny Ryan for showing up on time.
It was fun, Billy.
Caffeinated and activated.
Ready to go. The liquid sunshine, too.
Next week we'll be at the pickleball tournament, Make the World Better pickleball tournament for Connor Barwin. That'll be on Saturday. Josh Henning and I will be going at it. I'll be broadcasting from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and then Josh will take over, hanging with Henning from 12 to 3 over there in Sea Isle.
There you
go.
Of
course, next Sunday I have
Saturday.
a really big guest, but I can't say it yet.
Ooh, you got to tell me after we get off the air.
Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy Game 7 tonight, and I will see you next week.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
7 years of fun and play. Go to Ocean Casino Resort for our 7th birthday.